So how do you make great data stewards? So one of the things that our data governance consultants who work with data cookbook clients or implementing data cookbook or do data governance assessment psychologists say that if you were going to do training of the people involved in data governance, that the highest value you get is effort working with the stewards so that they know what to do and that they're ready and prepared to do things. So, if you can, this is a highly technical mathematical chart, like 80% of the effort focuses on getting the stewards to prepared and bought in, then you can worry about everybody else later. And so, you want to, what do you do with that 80%? How do you get them trained? It's important to define the role and responsibility so people really understand what they're doing and what they're being asked to do. That set the expectations. How much time am I supposed to spend on this? How does this get prioritized versus other things? Make sure they understand the vision and goals. This is critical because nobody likes to do work that they don't think has value, right? So say like, we're doing this because, and this is the value that we're going to get, and this is why we're doing it, and why it's supported by leadership, and why we're going to love you for doing it. Provide guidelines and examples so that they're not trying to just build things from scratch. Give them access and training on the knowledge base if they're using a tool like the cookbook. Provide training on the overall processes and workflows so they know, like, what am I supposed to do? Where does this get routed? What's the role I play in this process? You can use your committee meetings to sort of reinforce that training and process improvement. Remember that your data stewards are supporting, advising, and training everyone else on data governance. So that the train the trainers approach is important. When they're interacting with requesters, when they're interacting with data system people or other collaborators, they want to be able to communicate these same things about vision and goals and process well. And they're going to, they're the sort of the face of governance. And so having sort of written materials or FAQs and things like that are really helpful as you bring on new stewards as well. A couple things to think about the mindset of a good steward is that, know that content can change, and you can get really caught up if you think that the decision you're making on something is permanent, right? I mean, it is sort of the best, the best definition that you can come up with right now. But if someone comes along and changes it, that's perfectly fine, and that's going to go through a process and get approved again. Try to have a positive response to data issues. That it's an opportunity to, to solve problems and create value and fix things, and not a end of the world crisis if there's a data issue out there. Data stewards have a role to play in promoting and marketing and championing data stewardship as well as the data. A good data steward understands the value of expertise instead of control or hoarding. And this is sort of a very specific use case that I think all of us have encountered, where there's people who are resistant to governance and stewardship and documentation because they greatly value the steam they get from being the gateway or the only one who controls certain data, right? So if you can pivot that to the point of saying there's more value, there's more steam in being the expert to help others be successful with that data, the guru on the hill that we can come ask those questions, and not, the dungeon keeper who can, is only going to open the door and let us in. So there's, we talked about this with the kids. The sharing is caring. That's what we all say to our children.